Hi everyone, I'm Karen Lee Potter and welcome to my show. I'm here with such an exciting guest. This is Joe Howard. Joe is a former Playmate of the Year, 1965, right?
That's right.
Look, does she not look amazing? That is so inspiring. She could literally go on the cover of Playboy magazine right now and get millions of copies sold.
That's a pretty far stretch, but thank you so much. Thank you.
How did you go from, you were born in Oregon?
Yeah, Lebanon, Oregon. A girlfriend, parents were divorced. His father lived in California and was an agent. Took us to a cocktail party. You have to remember, we're only like 19 years old. Mario Casilli was one of the top Playboy photographers. And he and his wife approached me at this party and said, have you ever heard of Playboy? I said, oh, well, yeah, I've heard of it. But it's like, it was sold behind the counters in a brown.
Sure, yeah. It's not like today where it's almost like a status symbol to be on Playboy. What was the perception then? You were doing something bad?
Exactly. Right. It was just starting to be the biggest thing going.
Sure. Were you excited?
No, but agent was excited. And he said, you know what? If you want a career in this business, go take some test shots, do Playboy.
Now, how was
that? Make a name.
Yeah, and you did.
And I did.
Boy, did she ever.
Yeah.
I mean, Playmate of the Year.
Yeah.
That means all 12 months.
That's right. Mario Casilli was so sure.
They have an eye for things.
They do. Of course, he made big bucks because that's when they submitted pictures, even though he worked for...
Okay, so he discovered you.
He discovered me. That's exactly. So that's how it all started.
Oh, wow. Your parents, what do they think about this?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, your parents said, oh, we want you to be a Playmate.
Yeah, not. Well, first of all, I have to tell you, Karen, I changed my name.
Oh, you
My
did?
name was Janet Canoy. Playboy had just changed. I mean, they said, okay, we're going to keep the two J and the C. So we're going to call you Joe Collins. I said, no one's ever going to know.
No one's going to know.
No one's going to know. I'm Joe Collins.
Including your parents?
Yeah. Well, I figured, who's going to see it? In my mind, I didn't tell anybody. Now, I'm a Playmate for December 1st.
Now, how did that feel?
Well, you know what? At the time, I was doing beach party movies. I was with Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon, so that's...
So you're also a budding actress as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was a starlet. So all of a sudden, I get a call from my mother.
Why do I see you on the cover of the Playboy magazine?
Exactly.
Where did she find it?
My cousin called my mother and said, that is cousin Janet.
Wow.
I don't know who she paid to go to the store and get the magazine because she wouldn't buy it. And said, I said, yeah, it is. The relatives all got together in Oregon.
They had an intervention?
It was like, no, they all got together. Uncle that was like head of the Forest Rangers from like Washington.
Oh, you were in a conservative community.
Exactly.
You didn't care.
I didn't care. It was done. Right. I couldn't care now.
I get, exactly. And you know what? I have to hand it to you because most young women do not follow their gut.
That's right.
And you did. And that's what makes you very Cougar-like. That's what I consider a Cougar. Someone who just is confident and follows what they think their path in life is to be. And you did. Do you regret being a Playmate?
Never. Then when I went to Vietnam for the troops.
Now, what's that all about?
Well, a lieutenant that was over in Saigon in Vietnam had written, because Playboy magazine had in small print on the back, for $150, they will send a Playmate to deliver it in person.
Oh, wow.
So all these guys got together in Vietnam
and put their money together.
I am 19.
In the middle of the war.
And this was the middle of the war. This was 1966.
Were you scared?
Not really, because I thought, am I going to Europe?
You didn't know where Vietnam was.
Well, no one did. We were on the plane. I was on with Admiral Rickover. Flew into Saigon. Playmate of the Year. Go over there. 5,000 troops are at the airport when we got off. Oh my God. And it was all over. I mean, it was on every newscast.
How did you become first Playmate of the Year?
The readers
do vote. Okay.
The readers voted.
Do they tell you, like, okay, we want you in a, this pose or that pose? How does that?
No, they have a stylist. But in those days, my God, a nipple never was shown. Never.
Nipples are not shown?
Oh, no.
Not even
glamour.
Glamour
These
shots.
Are strictly glamour.
That's sexier to me than just exposing everything.
And my centerfold. I am in a wet man's white shirt. That's my centerfold.
Oh, no vagina showing or anything.
Oh God, no. Oh God, no. Because I tell you, they would probably have been arrested at that time. The laws were really strict, and they were all.
But even that was considered very racy.
Very racy.
So you weren't nervous?
I met his wife. Oh, very nervous. I mean, it's.
Now, did you have to do anything like breast augmentation or anything to your body to make you look more Playboy bunny-ish?
No, I didn't. That came later. That's Everything was natural.
Right.
Everything was.
At the time, I don't think it was nearly as popular as it is now.
Oh
Anyway.
no! Oh well, no one would talk about it.
No.
So Hefner had just opened the Sunset Strip Playboy Club. I mean, that's just when Playboy was really going.
So you got to go to the mansion and meet Hugh Hefner.
Oh well, I've known Hefner for. Oh well, no. Let's put it like this: Hefner flew me into Chicago before I became Playmate of the Year. He meets all the Playmates.
So what's he like?
And I can honestly say this: I'm probably the only Playmate that's never slept with him.
Really?
Because I was like 19, he was like 38, and you know, I mean, Hefner is the kindest man, but he's not exactly a matinee idol. You know, I mean, sorry you, but that's just no. You gotta remember, I've been doing beach party movies. I'm with these good-looking guys. Yeah, and here he comes in this room, and it's like, whoa.
So he did sleep with most of them because
I
they
wouldn't
wanted
say
to
most
move
of
up the ladder, or
Well, I
because
think he liked them. I think there were a lot of them he fell in love with. You know, there were a lot.
And married probably too.
Right. I mean, he pursued me. I mean, I was his type. Everyone said, you know, oh, Hefner is crazy about you. And I just couldn't, it just didn't, no.
Yeah.
Hefner and I have been friends. I mean, oh my God, I'd fly back to his New Year's Eve parties and stuff.
So you could pick him up now and call him and say,
absolutely.
hey. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe you and I should come on his show.
Now that he's newly married, it's a whole different ballgame. Now that his wife is in her 20s,
Yeah.
it's a whole different group. Yeah.
It was a different part of your life then.
It was a different part of my life. Now it's just, you know, no, I don't want to go and hang around with 20-year-olds.
Right. And
I mean, it's just
he
does,
though.
And he does. And that's, you know, that's his life.
You stayed in the business for how long?
I stayed in the business until I married Bo Belinsky, until I married the baseball player. So that came in the 60s.
Another shocker. So you went to Vietnam, Playmate of the Year 1964, and then you married Bo Belinsky.
Right.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, Joe. This has been a wonderful interview. I put out videos every Wednesday and Friday. Please subscribe to my channel, Karen Lee Potter. And thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.